Tom Thomson really is one of Canada's best known artists, and not just for his mysterious demise on Canoe Lake in Algonquin Provincial Park. Even before his death, his work was starting to receive international recognition. While Thomson worked and painted in many places from the towns of southern Ontario to Georgian Bay and the French River, his work is most often associated with Algonquin Provincial Park. Tom spent several years fishing, guiding, and painting throughout Algonquin. It seems that for Tom Thomson, as it is for many people I know today, that Algonquin was the place where he felt most at home. This year, for our annual father-daughter canoe trip, Madeline and I are heading out to explore the area around Canoe Lake, where Tom Thomson spent much of his time living and working in Algonquin.
Alright, so it is about 20 after 9 right now. We are starting off at access point 5 on Canoe Lake here. We're going to go up Canoe Lake, and we're going to go past the Wampanoag Islands, because that's where Tom Thomson was found, right? And we're going to swing along this side where the Mowat Lodge was, and we'll stop and take a look at the cairn, which is the memorial for Tom Thomson. And then we're going to come up here and portage into Joe Lake, where we're going to set up our campsite. And we're going to spend all 3 nights on Joe Lake.
Yep.
And tomorrow, we're planning on doing a day trip up through Teepee Lake, up the Little Oxtongue River, to Little Doe, and up to Tom Thomson, and then back. And then on Thursday, we're planning to go up through Joe Lake, portage to Little Joe, and portage to Burnt Island for our day trip then. And on Friday, we'll come back out through Canoe Lake, and depending on time, we'll head over to T Lake down to the dam, which is, there's a couple Tom Thomson paintings from T Lake Dam.
Yes. Alright.
Sound good? Well, here we are on Canoe Lake, and we've stopped and taken a look at the memorial cairn for Tom Thomson. Right now it's looking south down Canoe Lake on the west hand shore to the right there. You can see Camp Wampanoag. So after our stop here and our snack and looking at the cairn, we're going to continue on north and head up to the portage to Joe Lake. So we're back out on the water. Right now we're looking across to the west shore where the town of Mowat is shown on the map, and that's the area that Mowat Lodge would have been located in back in the early 1900s, 1913 to about 1917, that Tom Thomson was living, painting, and guiding here in Algonquin. And while he didn't spend all his time in the Canoe Lake area, it was his most common home in the park. Well, we're coming up to the north end of Canoe Lake here, and just up ahead divides into 2 channels. One going to the left or a bit to the west heads towards Potter Creek, and the one going to the right or to the east heads toward Joe Lake. So right now we're standing on the Joe Lake Dam, which is at the north end of the portage from Canoe Lake up to Joe Lake. If you look around to the north here, we'll be looking out into Joe Lake. And you can see straight up ahead is the old railway line and the bridge here. And back in the early 1900s, when Tom Thomson was living up in this area, The access point to Canoe Lake was actually a railway siding on the north end of Canoe Lake here. And rather than today, where Highway 60 runs south of Canoe Lake, and the access point is at the south end of Canoe Lake, the center of activity and community such as it was up at the north end of Canoe Lake and into Joe Lake.